Yeah, after hardship comes ease. After hardship genuinely comes ease. So much has changed. Ease. And it just really taught me that Allah's promise is true. Allah's promise is true, guys. No matter what anybody says to you, you really need to believe that Allah's promise is true. With move and change, it brings about so much anxiety. Before I actually moved to London, I was very much happy with Manchester. I love Manchester. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a Manny babe through and through. Hey guys, it's your girl Summer, and I am back here on the TOUGHCESS podcast. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to be back. You guys already know the vibes. Over here, we are exploring the different stories of different people, understanding the journeys, the success stories, all of that good stuff, so we can all build better and become the greater versions of ourselves. So, it has been a whole year, guys, a whole year. I can't even believe it. Like, I should be ashamed of myself. Guys, all my content got deleted off Spotify, all my content got deleted off Apple Podcasts. Yeah. That's how you know I've been gone for a while, child. I have been gone for a while, but you know what? We are back and we are better. Guys, I have so much to catch up on. I was like, I can't just come back with episodes with people, with guests, without actually giving you guys a proper life update. So yeah, a lot has happened. Each year I pick a theme that I want the year to kind of embody and reflect. And 2023 was my transformational year. It was a year of transformation for me. So much happened. Guys, your girl got married. I moved from Manchester to London. I became a qualified PWP. So much happened in 2023. Alhamdulillah. I genuinely give all the praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm so happy with where I am in life at the moment. And I think, it just shows that, yeah, after hardship comes ease. After hardship genuinely comes ease. So much has changed. I've learned so much in that year. And yeah, I'm just here to give you guys a nice little life update, catch up with you guys. I've missed you guys so much. And I appreciate all of you that support me, regardless of what I'm doing, regardless of where I am. I'll be telling you I'm coming and then I'll disappear. I'm so sorry. But I am genuinely here to stay. And yeah, so let's get into the conversation for today. I guess today I'm just free flowing. I just wanted to be behind the mic again. As you can see, I'm in a different setup today. I just wanted to come back properly and actually give you guys the content that you guys deserve. Okay. So, as I mentioned, I have moved from Manchester to London. So, I'm now based in London. And it's been an interesting time for me. Obviously, the reason why I moved is because I'm married and my husband lives in London. And it just made sense for me to obviously move down. And obviously, with move and change, it brings about so much anxiety. Before I actually moved to London, I was very much happy with Manchester. I love Manchester. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a Manny babe through and through. And the thing is, you can't hear it in my accent because I've I've chilled around so many Londoners now that yeah. Forget about the whole maniac. I can't even remember what I sounded like before moving to London or before going to uni. Like I was a proper South Manny babe, but now you can't even tell I'm from Manchester. But anyway, I thought it would be like easy. I thought it would be a nice little move. And to be honest, it was like, Alhamdulillah, I give the praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Things have been, okay and easy for me. I stay being a passenger princess and everything's cool, Alhamdulillah. But, I went through a time where I genuinely did feel that transition like, whoa, I'm actually not at home anymore. I'm not in my normal space anymore. I'm not around people that I'm like used to being around anymore, like my family and stuff like that. When it hit me was first of all, my first Eid without my family, like my immediate family. I really did feel it then. And then after my Ramadan, so this Ramadan was my first Ramadan as a married woman and living away from home. And I can't lie, guys, it was tough. It was actually really hard. Like, I genuinely didn't think it would hit me that bad, but it really did. I started feeling really down and depressed. I couldn't really pinpoint why I was feeling that way, but I felt so down. And it really got to me because I'm not normally someone that, like reacts in that way to change. Like, I feel like I embrace change most of the time, but for some reason this one hit me. And I was feeling really down. I was feeling upset. I couldn't really pinpoint what was making me feel that down, but when I really reflected on it, I realized that it was the change that was getting to me. And I say this to say that change sometimes feels really uncomfortable, and it feels like, really different, and sometimes it can be a bit like difficult to kind of adjust to and adapt and get used to. But once I turned to Allah and I just sat on that prayer mat and I asked for Allah to just make it easy for me, all my worries just went away. And it made me realize that change is good, change is positive, and it all depends on how you kind of take things. So I ended up embracing that change. I ended up enjoying Ramadan, and it was such a nice Ramadan, like first Ramadan as a married woman can be nerve-wracking, but alhamdulillah, I ended up being really well, going really well. And yeah, since then I've just been thriving and just doing my own thing. You guys would have seen me on the Striving Woman. I've just been hosting events and all of that stuff. I love hosting events. I love doing things for the community and bringing the sisters together. And a lot of the times it can feel really daunting, doing everything by yourself, guys. Everything by yourself. It feels like a lot. I recently had an event. If you came to the event, shout out to you. I really appreciate you. And I'm really, really happy that you came and supported me. But yeah, that event was amazing. She strives, she thrives. If you guys missed out, you guys need to be at the next one. But yeah, I went to that event and well, I hosted that event and it was amazing, but I had some little issues. Like, I arrived 2 hours late to my event, guys. 2 hours late to my event. I couldn't even believe it. And it was because of traffic and so much had happened and I was feeling really overwhelmed. The minute I came into the room, I started bursting out in tears because I was so ashamed of myself because I had planned everything to the T and it didn't go to plan. Like, it didn't go to plan, but the best thing was people had a good time. And again, that was showing me that, Summa, you can't do everything by yourself. Stop thinking that you can do everything by yourself because you can't. You actually need a community, you actually need a team, you actually need a team of people. And I guess, this is what these past few months has taught me. It's taught me that change is positive. It can feel a bit uncomfortable, but it's positive. You need a community of people, whether you like it or not. You need people to help you. You cannot do everything by yourself. That's another thing that these months have taught me. Another thing that these months have taught me is that your time is always round the corner. Sometimes you feel like you're literally in the pits of hell. You're in the trenches and it just feels like, oh my gosh, I cannot do this anymore. This is just too much. There's so much going on. I'm so overwhelmed and etc. But when you're patient, good things await you, beautiful things happen. And it just turns into like just a bunch of life stories and nice things to share with people. And it's crazy, like, because I was balancing so many different things at once, guys. I started TOUGHCESS last year. I got married. I qualified as a PWP, which is psychological wellbeing practitioner. I do low intense therapy on patients that have mild to moderate symptoms of depression and anxiety. Obviously, I run the Striving Woman. I have Mondo Classique. I'm actually wearing Mondo Classique right now. If you guys want, my pieces, do check out my website. I know I'm a bit everywhere with my website, so I'm not always posting my pieces on there, but I will try to be consistent soon. But anyway, I was doing all of these things and I was like, something has to give. Something has to give. I was feeling overwhelmed. I was feeling burnt out a lot, really, really tired. Because again, I was doing literally everything by myself. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, but for me, a perfectionist. Like when things aren't exactly the way I want it to be, sometimes I just kind of lose track, and I find it difficult to start something and finish it because I'm such a perfectionist. And I'm like, I'll start it, then I'll think, oh, well, something's missing, and then I'll get distracted with the next project, and then I'll get distracted with the next project. At some point, I actually thought I might have ADHD because I literally struggle to focus on one thing and finish it and see it through. But then I just realized that I have multiple passions, and I just need to know how to balance them all without it feeling overwhelming, without it burning me out. You know what I mean? And I just came to a point where I was like, you know what, something has to give. And unfortunately, guys, it was tough cess. Tough cess had to give. Honestly, when I was in Manchester, it was easy for me to film content and put it out there because I had my amazing videographer, Shay McLovin. You know who you are. Shout out to you. That was helping me with like my podcast, and like I'll do the production and everything with him, and he would edit it for me. And all I had to do was literally look pretty, and he would I'll post it really. So when I moved from Manchester to London, I was a bit stuck. I was like, where do I go from here? Like, do I book a studio? Do I build my own studio at home? Like, what do I do? And obviously, I was in the midst of settling into my marriage as well. I was in the midst of settling into a whole new city. And I was balancing all these other projects, and it just felt like the world was on top of me. And I said, no, I actually can't be in front of a camera right now. I can't, like, obviously, I was posting content on like TikTok and other things, but I genuinely couldn't be on YouTube because I felt like if I was on there, it would just be like chaos. I wouldn't have any substance to bring. And I don't like doing things half hearted. So I had to wait. I had to give. One thing had to give, and it was tough cess. I had to just give tough cess, honestly. And you know what? I'm glad I did because it allowed me the space to grow. It allowed me the space to be able to really, really go through my caterpillar era, of like really growing into that butterfly. And I feel like I'm finally that butterfly and now I can like, just spread my wings and fly and share so much that I've learned this year, and just in general, things that I've learned in general. I mean, I literally just celebrated my 1 year marriage anniversary the other day, like a week or two ago, and I can't believe it. It's literally been a year since I've been married. Um yeah, so much has changed, so much has happened, so much has changed. And I needed that time away from the podcast in order for me to just do my own thing, grow, and then bring you guys substance. And obviously, we're going to have the guests on here. You already know the vibes. I love exploring the stories of different people. But I felt like you guys really need to start getting to know me a bit more as well. I'm not just Summer Speaks, I'm not just Summer Haider. I'm so much more than that. I am a wife. I am I'm ambitious. I'm so much. And I want you guys to see that, honestly. And, I want you guys to feel my energy and know that, like, I really have a lot to share, and I can't wait to just take you guys on that journey with me. But yeah, the reason why I started this podcast with, something I really, really learned was indeed after hardship comes ease, is because you guys know, if you guys have been watching this podcast and you've been listening to what I've been saying, you guys know 2022 was a really hard year for me. A very hard year for me. It was tough. Like, I lost my brother, who was literally like my bestie. Um, I lost him, and that was such a difficult time for me, and I was going through a lot, and it was just a lot in general. I was in uni, I was trying to finish off my postgrad. Obviously I met my husband at that time, but we weren't married at that time, and obviously there was challenges with that as well, and so many different things was going on in 2022 that it just felt like, oh my gosh, it was just so difficult. But literally, guys, the year following, there was just ease after ease after ease. And it just really taught me that Allah's promise is true. Allah's promise is true, guys. No matter what anybody says to you, you really need to believe that Allah's promise is true. When He says something, He genuinely means it. And my favorite verse in the Quran is, indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not lose the reward of those that do good. When your heart is clean, when you're a good person, when you like for others what you like for yourself, when you want for others what you want for yourself, Allah will always come through for you. You'll feel like He's not heard you for a second. When He's heard you, He is just waiting for you to grow in your story so He can then bless you. Like literally 2022 was my year of learning. Like it was a year of endurance, it was a year of learning, it was a year of growth. And then we had the transformational year, and now I'm in my elevation era. And honestly, I'm just so grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His blessings, for His mercy, for, the promises that He keeps. And yeah, it just really taught me a lot about the wisdom of Allah and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that genuinely after hardship comes ease. So much has happened, and I'm so, so happy. Literally, when I got married, I didn't even expect that I was going to get married at that time. And for those of you that know, I met my husband on Muzmatch, and it was literally so unexpected because I did not plan to be on Muzmatch. Guys, I did not plan to be on Muzmatch. I literally went on there out of curiosity, and that was it. But then I ended up meeting him, and then, things progressed really nicely in a nice way. And one day I'll share the story of like properly of how we met and how we kind of got to where we are now. But yeah, it was so unexpected. And then like so many other blessings followed. I mean, now I'm like proper thriving in different things. I have just launched my life coaching business. I just launched my life coaching business, and I'm so happy. I'm getting clients, I'm doing my thing. And for anyone that knows me, since I was young, I've always said I want to be a life coach. And when I say that, I used to have elders tell me, be a life coach. Life coach for what? You have like what life experience do you have to call yourself a life coach? And I said, y'all don't know about it. You guys don't know about it, but I have a lot of life experience. So yeah, it was just I knew that I would do it one day, and I did it, and I stay proven to myself that I can do things, and proving to others that I can do things. Not only have I just launched my life coaching business, but I have just partnered with an amazing company called APS. So they are a Gambian money remittance company, and they have chose to sponsor me and partner with me. So that's been really exciting as well. I mean, if you are someone that sends money to Gambia or Senegal, you need to download APS. What are you doing? If you've not downloaded APS, what are you doing? Like, download APS, send money to Gambia and Senegal through their app. They have this thing called the wallet, so it's like APS wallet. And I thought it was really interesting because you don't really hear of savings in the Gambia, right? You can send money to the APS wallet, and the person that's receiving the money, they can either take all of it in one go, or they can take 50% and leave the rest in there, or whatever, however much they want to take out, they can take out, or they can leave it in there. And I just thought, what a nice way to encourage savings. This is something that is so taboo in our community. The only way that we hear of savings is like through susus and like stuff like that. If you know what a susu is, you know what I mean. Like in terms of like, I think Jamaicans call it partner. Yeah, it's like a contributions kind of circle. That's the only way that I kind of hear of savings. But in terms of actually creating like a wallet, I never really heard of that. So I thought that was really interesting. And another fact that I heard recently is that up to 60% of Gambia's economy is actually from money remittance. And I was like, whoa, 60% is not chicken change. It actually contributes a lot to the Gambian economy. So yeah, big up APS. They're doing their thing, and I'm really, really happy that they have chosen to partner with me. It's going to be really good. I'm going to be sharing some finance tips and etc. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I don't even. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I'm back on here. I'm grateful to share my experiences with you and how this time has been off from YouTube, off from the TOUGHCESS podcast. And I just can't wait to bring you guys amazing things. There's so much to come, so many things that I want to share with you guys, so much wisdom, so many amazing guests that will be sat here with me, sharing their stories, and so much to kind of offer. And I just can't wait to take you guys on the journey with me, and I'm excited to be back. I am so excited to be back. I feel like, you know, um, I've literally been on YouTube since 2018 and I didn't deep it until recently. Like, wow, I have actually been in this game for a minute. I've actually been in this game for a minute. So it's just, yeah, it's just nice to know that I can take a little break, come back, know that my community is always there to support me and people are always there to support me. And it just shows that you don't have to force things, guys. When you feel like you're in a transitional period of your life, you need to give priority to the things that actually matter in that moment. Like your life outside of social media, outside of trying to do the things that you said you're gonna do. There's so much that deserves your attention at certain times, and sometimes you can't mix all of them together. I knew that my marriage, my course, my real life things needed my attention during that time, and I genuinely couldn't mix everything together. I am sitting on content, guys. I'm sitting on content. Y'all are not ready. Like, I'm sitting on content, but I couldn't just bring it out. I felt like, you guys deserved a little bit of a life update first before I just bring out anything. But yeah, anyway, I'm excited to be back. I need you guys to hold me accountable. Now that I'm here, you guys need to hold me accountable. Like, I'm here and I'm here to stay, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. In summary, guys, there is a lot that has happened, and I'm sure we can't go into all of it in this episode today. But one, key reminders that I just want you all to know from this life update is that honestly, whatever you're going through does end. It does end, it does pass. That hardship, it does end, and the ease does follow right after it. And even within that ease, there might be some hardship that might come later, but it's not always, it's not about what is happening to you. It's about what this thing is trying to teach you. What is this thing trying to teach you? What is it that you can learn from your experiences? When you need a break, give yourself that break, give yourself that grace, give yourself that period to just do you for a second. Whatever's meant to be for you will always be. And whenever you are ready to come back and do the things that you need to do, the people that support you, the people that love you, the people that care about you, they will always be there for you and they will always support you. And sometimes you just have to put yourself first. And that's exactly what I had to do, guys. You have to pour into your cup before you pour into others. And I felt like I was doing so much at the same time. I still am, but I had to just take time to kind of re-strategize, think about what is it that I want to do? What do I want to bring to YouTube? What do I want to bring to my podcast? What do I want people to feel when they, hear TOUGHCESS, when they hear me speak, when they, listen to my podcast? I want them to feel inspired. I want them to feel encouraged. That's what I want. And when you're not feeling that in that moment, you genuinely cannot give it. You can't give from an empty cup. So yeah, that's all from me in this life update. I hope you guys have enjoyed just listening to me ramble on about this year and just hear me speak and share my thoughts, and hopefully you can take something from it. I can't wait to share more content with you. Stay tuned for many more episodes to come. It's your girl Summer once again. If you're not following me on Instagram or TikTok, please do follow me. Please do keep in tune with all the things that I'm doing. If you want to book live coaching sessions with me, make sure to book a consultation. The link will be in the bio, and I will also be sharing my code for APS. If you're not familiar with APS and you would like a good app to be able to send money to Gambia and Senegal, please do download the APS app. It's amazing. Use my code Summa Speaks, so that's SUMASPEAKS, and you can register with APS. And if you need any help, shout me. But yeah, guys, that is it from me on this episode. I can't wait to catch you guys in the next one. See you.